Good morning, Vande Matram. So, we are passing right now through a very dangerous period. Of course, everyone with tearful eyes, the great storm is actually hitting the coast. In this, of course, in this bad phase of time, of course, everything is destined. It is by the grace of the Divine Mother, things which were predestined must go well. Divine grace is there. He is Almighty, omnipresent, and omnipotent, and the power, light, and the force that will never falter. Things will go smoothly. Anyway, this storm, this tempest will be converted into a very child's smile. So we expect a lot from the Lord because He is Almighty. Storm is His creation, and the smile is also His creation. Everything, equanimity, silence, everything is His gift. So in this, of course, in this great day, in the great moment, in the momentous moment, in this great point of aspiration, in the great point of remembrance, we will go for a great topic that is on aspiration, psychic aspiration. So the topic of this morning's discussion will be on psychic aspiration. We have known aspiration, many topics in different form, different name, in different phases, of course, different formats we have discussed. This will be another format, another type of discussion that will be on psychic aspiration. So when the term we are using the aspiration naturally at the site, very bystander is the desire. So we that also we have seen in many a couple of cases, in many cases, in many occasions we have seen. Now itself we are going for the next phase, that is psychic aspiration. So the aspiration we know only for four things, like for the God, for the freedom, for the light, and for the divine life. For that only we aspire. For rest of the things that we are earning after, we are actually getting crazy after finding it. These are all desires. Anyway, we are going to discuss this great topic on this great occasion, on a great day. Of course, this is a memorable day for us, that is on psychic aspiration. Sri Aurobindo, everything will be discussed almost from Sri Aurobindo's philosophy and Sri Aurobindo's writings. It is the psychic that gives the true aspiration. Very prominently in one single word, Sri Aurobindo quoted, it is the psychic that gives the true aspiration, nothing else, only psychic. If the when the psychic is concerned, that another part that to be discussed is our almost vital. If the vital is purified and subjected to the psychic, that is the precondition. If the psychic is purified means it is not at all pure, and subjected to the psychic, not yet done. So if it is done, purified and subjected to the psychic, so far this vital is concerned, then the vital gives intensity. We already know vital is a great good servant but a bad master. So when it is magnified, it is subjected to the psychic, it is purified, then it gives its best to the best intensity. But if he is impurified, so because already it is almost in the state, it is the impurity state. If it is impurified, it brings a rajasic intensity with impatience and reactions for depression and disappointment. These are the things. If the vital is impurified, it is, if it is impure, then that reactions of depression, disappointment, and impatience, these are the symptoms we will find the way. So naturally the sadhak has to decide whether is in the purified or psychic, purified vital, or in impurities are there. So if it is purified, that is silence, equanimity, calmness will come. And if it is impurity, then reaction to depression, disappointment, and impatience, these are on the way. As for the calm, equality needed, it must come from the above through mind. Through mind it will come, and that is the calmness and the equality. These are the two things. Anyway, next phase we are finding the word Sri Aurobindo, the phrase Sri Aurobindo has used, psychic fire and psychic aspiration. So Sri Aurobindo quotes, this is the psychic fire and the psychic aspiration, of course, where the vital comes in us as the impatience for result. the result immediately vital gets impatience. We need result, we need the victory, we need something immediately, we need the result like this. And the dissatisfaction, if the result is not immediate, it has no patience to wait, it can't wait. So impatience is the there, it is immediate, so that must cease. Sri Aurobindo goes, it should not be there, इसको होना नहीं चाहिए, रहना नहीं चाहिए, impatience अधैर्य इनका कोई स्थान ही नहीं है. It is the nature of the regenerated vital part, that surface is like this, because on the surface only three layers we have seen, of course, ordinary people, they are not aware of the first stage also, first layer, that is external mind, external vital, external physical. Then comes your internal mind, internal vital, internal physical. Then comes it is the passage to the psychic being, that is the inmost being. Anyway, so Sri Aurobindo quotes here, the true vital is different. True vital, not externals, which is staying on the surface, that we are observing, of course, feeling, we are in touch. That is different, calm and strong and a powerful instrument submitted to the divine. Calm and strong and powerful instrument submitted to the divine. But for that to come forward, it is necessary fast. This must come forward, because that is already as we have described, it is different, calm and strong and powerful instrument submitted to the divine. And that must come forward, it is necessary first to get the fixed poise above the mind. So fixed poise above the mind, as already we have quoted, it must come down from above through the mind. When the consciousness is there and the mind is calm, this consciousness must be reached when the consciousness is there and mind is calm, free and wide. Mind is calm, free and wide, then the true vital can come forward. That is the requirement of thing. The true vital means that inner vital, which is bigger in size, which is silent, which is calm. It has to come forward. It is very much conscious. Against you in the quotes about our impatience and disappointments, degradation, of course, dissatisfaction, things are there used by Sri Aurobindo. This is the characteristic of the external vital. The impatience and the restless disquietude, another word you find, disquietude, quietude, it is disquietude. The impatience and the restless disquietude come from the vital, which brings that even into the aspiration. Even that is mixing, it is bringing it on the path of aspiration, that disquietude, restless disquietude, and impatience, of course, that vital brings on the way of even into the aspiration. The aspiration must be intense, calm and strong. This is the characteristic of aspiration. But desire, violent, intense, and disquietude, dissatisfaction, reaction, everything. But aspiration, intense, calm and strong, that is the also nature of the vital, also inner vital, true vital, who are not restless and impatient like the ordinary vital, then alone it can be stable. So that is the requirement. This is the difference between your outer vital and inner vital. So through that has to come forward, that has to be an instrument in the to help in the divine manifestation and divine work. I already know, we have already quoted, we know this is a best servant but a good servant but a bad master. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, there can be an intense but quiet aspiration, intense but quiet, no turbulency, no dissatisfaction, no reaction, no restlessness, nothing will be there. Quiet aspiration which does not disturb the harmony of the inner being. Because when we are seeing some right now, this is the period of storm, tempest, this is something like this is a turbulence, everything is found only near the seashore, only near the starting, the beginning. But when we go deep inside, we find everything is also usual, normal, quiet, calm, everything is there. So against during the course, not use the doing asanas and pranayam, not use doing no use doing the asana pranayama. It is not necessary to burn with passion. Already we have seen what is necessary is a patient acquiring of the power of concentration and steady aspiration. These are the two requirements. Asana, pranayam, asana, we are doing something to get healed from the uncurable disease. That's what we are doing right now. But these are the required. Pranayam is the requirement. But here, Sri Aurobindo what course? What is the as per Sri Aurobindo course? जिसका जरूरत है. What is necessary is the patient acquiring of the power of concentration and steady aspiration, so that silence speaks you may fix your heart and spread it to the other members. These are the things: equanimity, calmness. These are the things required. When we are, of course, it is the time to go a little bit ahead. When we speak of the aspiration, by the side, another term it is also coming, that is really known as the desire. So already we know desire is the child heart's cry, crying for bliss. Everything is desire. For the desire, everything, entire suffering is coming. In Buddhist philosophy, we have seen a desire, kamanar vinasi, dukkhar vinas. Desire is the sole cause of suffering here. But thing is, Sri Aurobindo feels suffering that is required. We have already discussed in many topics. Suffering is required. That is helpful. It plows the hard ground of the drowsiness. It is required. Pain is the firstborn of the inconscience, which was our body's dumb original base. Kunti, when she was allowed to ask for any gift to the Krishna, she asked, "Give me sorrows and suffering, so that in that sorrow and suffering, I can be able to call you, I can be able to remember you. That's what I need." Anything she could have asked, but actually she asked for these things because she was very much aware, very much conscious, soul of a higher consciousness. She could be able to understand. Anyway, that desire is there. Desire is the child heart's cry, crying for bliss. If something is found upon, it is actually, it is achieved, then it is happy. If it is not, immediately it will react, dissatisfaction will there. And of course we have known initially desire is the helper, and far after that one desire comes the power. Desire, for this desire you have become occupied a seat of president in a school or organization. You have become the president, secretary, treasurer, or something you have done, or you are a speaker of great value. Everything is there, so you are become little bit happy. But afterwards, after 3 years, this chair must go to, it must be shifted to someone else. Then you will immediately shift your position, you will go away. That there itself desire is the bar. You will never go, you will forgo, you will simply will forget that you were on the list. So an idiot hour destroys what centuries made. So desire was the helper, desire is the bar. And again, here in the quotes very interesting way, in place of the desire, there must be single-minded aspiration towards the divine. Desire must be extirpated, it must be thrown away, and in that place the single-minded aspiration towards the divine must be placed. That is the requirement. The soul of desire is a separative soul of ego. That is the what the problem is. Ego, it comes and it stands on the way, so that aspiration gets obstacled. So separative soul of ego, and its all its instincts for the separative self affirmation. Ego, separateness, this division, all these are things that are coming from out of this soul of desire. Only by perfect renunciation. Two things: how we can get rid of the desire. By two methods here in the course. By perfect renunciation of desire, one, or by perfect satisfaction of the desire. So many times we have to renounce. That is a difficult case in the initial moment. So perfect satisfaction, that is also second method of desire that can utter. Desire can be the utter embrace of God is experienced. By anywhere desire must go. So with these two methods, perfect renunciation or perfect satisfaction of the desire can utter embrace of God can be experienced. For both the way, the result, what is the result, what is the output, the essential precondition is effected, desire perishes. So here actually sometimes we become restless with prayer like anything. Mother has quoted, all sincere prayers are granted, each call is answered. With that guarantee, we ask prayer like anything. Mother here in the course, prayer should be full of confidence, without sorrow or lamenting. No sorrow, no lamenting. These are the vital elements not to be required. So, Sri Aurobindo quotes finally. I would recommend in what I would like to recommend is a constant openness, a quiet, steady aspiration, no over eagerness, a cheerful trust and patience. These are the requirement things. Thank you.